Hey, everybody. Welcome to another awesome episode of the Let's Talk Photography podcast. Come on now. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
look at that. Randy Savage is excited. I definitely understand that. I'm going to have to give it a Mario coin for all of you for who are showing up right now. Come on. There we go. Now, this week has been a entertaining week in video centric. That's right, cinema cameras. And Panasonic dropped something, Canon dropped something. Everybody's dropping something. In the past year or so, I think the biggest developments have been in video features, but specifically those who are cinematographers and videographers. So we should all be very happy out there. So without further ado, let's get right to the show.
Join me every Thursday on YouTube for another live show of Let's Talk Photography. We cover the latest news, interviews with today's industry leaders, tips, tricks, lighting, cameras, and the business of photography. My weekly live stream is all about crowd participation. You're encouraged to ask questions, talk about the cool camera gear you've got or the camera gear you want to get. Hell, you could just join our open panel discussion during our Q&A portion of the show. The cost of access to Let's Talk Photography is very, very low. For today only, I'm hosting a very low price of $3.99 to subscribe and press that bell icon to get notifications of my upcoming live streams. Now let's get back to the show.
Yes. Welcome one and all. Yeah, I know you're all excited as much as I am. I'm absolutely ecstatic with a lot of this photography news that's been going on this week. And, well, we're going to be talking about that. So that's just how we're going to roll this week. All right. We got photography news like every other week. And this week is no different. Okay. Welcome everybody to the show. Please, first and foremost, come on, show your support by smashing that like, that share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notifications for my upcoming content. And, I do want to let you all know that this Sunday, I do have a planned photo shoot with model Venusa, and a lot of you may know her. And if you don't, you will soon enough. And we're shooting in San Francisco, a beautiful locale. And if you want to get notifications of when we do go live that evening, you're going to want to smash that subscribe. And you definitely want to hit the bell icon. All right. I have a photo shoot, except next week, because I'll be away at a film festival in Miami. Okay. So while I'm away, I do plan on going live. I'm just trying to see what I can do for all of you while I'm out there. And honestly, I'm spending like half my day editing content for work, YouTube, and my short film that I need to hurry up and finish. So it'll be like a staycation, really, while I'm out there, but I will be there. But for every other week for the month of June, I have a live photo shoot that I am going to be bringing to all of you out there. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that. I have every weekend booked up, and then I'm already starting to book into July to bring all of you more valuable content to hopefully inspire, motivate, and improve your photography game. So you definitely want to stay tuned for all of that. We already got some comments. Let's get some of these comments out the way before I get to other stuff, Mark, man, thank you very much. Appreciate that. And Fajar already says morning. There we go. Drunk wedding photographer in the house. Mushy mushy. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You need my planner? Not yet, brother. Not yet. I know when I do go to Miami, I'm going to wish I had a planner there. I'll tell you that. I don't even know which camera I'm going to bring 100%. Do I want to bring the LUMIX S5 Mark II? Do I want to bring the ZF? Do I want to bring the Z8? I'm probably not going to bring the Z9 if I want to be honest, just because of how big it is. I like to keep that here, especially for weddings, fashion shows, and studio portraitures. That's kind of what I leave the Z9 for. And the Z8 tends to be more of the workhorse just due to the size. It's easy to travel with. But still, I'm not sure exactly which camera. I'm really leaning toward the ZF, but I'm not 100% sure. Just because with the ZF, I can vlog with it easier, sort of. Anyway, we'll figure it out. First world issues, which camera should I bring with me to Miami? What do you all think? Let me know. Post a comment. What camera should I bring with me for my trip to Miami for a film festival? Okay. We got Manila Martin in the house from the Philippines. That's what I'm talking about. And then we got Markman back. I love the ZF when I tried it out. It's super fun. If you haven't seen yet, actually, I'm going to post it right now. Let me post this thing right now. I have a great short, a YouTube short that I'm posting right now as we speak of my Nikon ZF camera rig for content creation for me at work. And the build is pretty dope. Okay, so if you check out my short right now, okay, hold on, let's see if you can post it. There we go. Okay, you can see it right there. I'm posting this right now. You could check out the video rig for yourself of my Nikon ZF. Let me have post this. Looking good. If this internet would decide to upload it, we will be. There we go. Public. Everything looks good. Boop, 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 boop. Let's see if it. No, let me do that. Okay. Boom, boom. Let me just readjust this. Boom. Cool. And then I press upload. All right. So I just posted that short. If you want to see my current build of the Nikon ZF camera rig, I just posted it on my YouTube short. Feel free to check it out after you hang out with me for the next hour or so for the Let's Talk Photography podcast. But it is there now live. Let me make sure it's uploaded correctly, because things get funky around here. Awesome. Let me see. It is there. All right. So if you want to check out that build, only thing I'm adding to it on Tuesday is the V-mount plate with the V-mount battery. Otherwise, you can see my running gun rig with the Nikon ZF, and it has been doing a great job with me at work just because I wanted something compact, lightweight, etc. I may switch it out for my LUMIX S5 Mark II, to tell you the truth, but it is currently in the shop. Okay. So with that said, I'm using a ZF for running gunning at work. For those that don't know, I actually am a video content strategist at a tech startup company, and I just shoot tons of video, edit tons of content for them, internal use, external, like through their social media, etc. I'm the one shooting it all. And like I said, for the run and gun, I use the Nikon ZF. Anyway, Fajar says, I'm submitting one more for the next critique. Tough to pick between 5 photo sessions. Yes, and only have to come up with one. It is tough, but don't worry. I'll be kind to the critique. All right. For those that don't know, my next photo critique, live photo critique, is going to be June 27th. All right. That Thursday, June 27th, will be the next live photo critique. Now, if you're wondering how to submit your photos, all you got to do is submit them right here. Okay. Whoop, not there. There we go. Send me an email. Call photo and put in the subject photo critique or live photo critique or photo submission, something like that. info@robertsilverphotography.com. Now, if you're curious about what are the particulars, the details on what you should be submitting, all you got to go to is right here. Okay. Go to my website. as you can see. And then when you hover over sign up to my newsletter, you can see right here, submit your photo. That will take you right here. And here's all the particulars and details on how to submit your photos. Okay. I recommend 3 to 5. I said 5 here. I mean 3 there, but 3 to 5. Okay. But for sure, I'll take a look at 3 of them live. And then we'll do a photo critique. Okay. So that's all you got to do. Again, when you go to my website right here, hover over sign up to my newsletter, and you can see it right there, right here. And just click that, and then you can find out all the pertinent details on how to submit your photos for the next photo critique. It's just that simple. Just that simple, people. All right. There we go. Okay, Markman says Z8. You know what? I might be leaning toward the Z8, to tell you the truth. Z9 is all rigged out right now, and I don't know if I want to break it down and then have to build it back up, and it's a pain in the butt. But I do like the ZF on how compact it is. It is pretty easy to travel with, you know? So, but the Z8 packs a punch. I could shoot tons of great video with it. I could shoot tons of photos with it. So you may have me with the Z8. Now that I talk about it some more. Fajar says, interestingly, Nikon has an event next June 11th. Oh, I know I'm copping hard, but just give us the thing already, Nikon. Yes, and I already know what it's probably going to be about, the Z6 III. Okay, so let's all put that Nikon aficionados here. Let's put that all on the calendar here. Wow, that's going to be when I'm traveling too. All right, so Nikon. I'll just put this Nikon announcement on my calendar here, just so I don't forget. That's going to be a big day. That's going to be a big day. I did a shot. Mark, man, you said I did a shoot with the Plena. I should send you some. Yes, please do. I would love to see what you did with that Plena. And I'm sure it's going to be gorgeous, quite honestly. I'm sure you did a great job with that Plena. Cooley comes in. Hey, what's up, guys? Cooley's in the house. I might submit again. Why not? Submit. You did a great job. Submit again. Why not? Okay, look at that. That's 2 people for the Z8. That's 2 people for the Z8. All right. Looks like I might be just bringing that good old fashioned Z8 with me. Pure pressure is a son of a, you know what I'm talking about. Cooley says, what's a good setup for a tripod for shooting in a studio? Something where I can go vertical and horizontal. Well, honestly, you want to get like an L bracket. That would be the best thing. I never had the best experiences shooting in studio, shooting vertically, unless you have a collar like on a 70-200. See, like this is a 70-200 f4 LUMIX lens right here. Okay. If you have a collar, you could just turn your camera and you're good to go. You go from here and go back to horizontal and then go back to vertical, like because of the collar. If your lens doesn't have a collar, I highly recommend you getting an L bracket, which usually has like an Arca Swiss plates built into the bracket, and get it for your camera. Get an L bracket, Cooley. That's the best, most stable, rock solid way. Because when you put your camera and plus a lens that's longer than like a 35 or something, you're going to, and if it's a ball head, it's going to tip right over. You know, it's front heavy. It's going to mess you up and annoy you. You're just going to want to toss the tripod aside. Get an L bracket where your ball head or any kind of tripod head can remain rock solid, upright, and then you could just switch your camera to vertical because of the L bracket. Okay, that's my recommendation. Markman says, have you seen the new Nikon rumors update on the Nikon Z6 III? You know what? Let's take a look. Okay. Let's take a Nikon rumors. Oh yeah. All right, let's take a look, everybody. Here we are. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. So this is the latest one. This is yesterday. Look at that. They peeled it off. Ah. Hope that's real. Here are the latest Z6 III rumors. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, it says look at that. Adorama and B&H are closed next week. Low chance for Nikon to introduce a new product. Wow. Wow. Look at this rumor right here. You guys see that? You guys read that? Bad news. Adorama and B&H will be closed next week. Oh, due to a holiday. This means that there's a low chance, but not impossible, for Nikon to introduce a new product while the two major U.S. stores are closed. In the past 2 decades, I do not ever remember Nikon announcing a new product while Adorama and B&H are closed. You know what? If they announce it, the only thing that it may slow down is just, pre-orders, because they're not releasing it tomorrow. I mean, on the 11th. They're just announcing it. So I'm still going to give it 50-50. Here's his Z6 III. Let's see what these specs are. Oh, it doesn't show anything after all that. All right. This is just all their curated Z6 III talk. All right. So nothing new in terms of spec rumors or anything. So that is that. That is the latest as of yesterday. Okay. I honestly think, I mean, they're not gonna all this rumored announcement thing. If it really does happen, that's what they're gonna announce, if anything, unless it's just a lens, right? If they just announce a lens, it better be that 35-1.2. So anyway, so that's that. Hey Albert, nice joining. Thank you for joining us. Anyone have L bracket setup? Rocking black rapid strap. Is it possible? I do not. I personally don't have an L bracket. I should get one. It'd actually be pretty useful, especially shooting like vertical video content with, let's say, a ZF or something. But I don't personally. Let's see who else does. I have done that with the shortest telephoto with a collar. Exactly. Yeah, with the collar, you're good to go. You can just tighten it, right? Usually the 7200s tend to have them, or lenses longer than that. But if you don't have that, let's say at 24-70, an L bracket is going to be the most logical that I would recommend to use. Mark Man, if you click on the title, it would send you to the new specs. All right, I'll check it out. Let's go check it out. Click on the title. Aha. Okay, let's take a look. Thank you, Mark Man. See, this is why we have a community here. We help each other out. Really appreciate that. Yeah. That's for Mark Man for helping me out. The Nikon Z6 III is expected to be the best camera in its category. All right, let's dive deep. 24 megapixel BSI sensor, specialized for low light, high dynamic range. So 24 megapixel. Want to see who's the round of videos that will complain about that. New processing engine, Xpeed 7, perhaps. 6K full frame, 12-bit and raw. That'll be dope. Get that 12-bit. And raw. That'll be nice. We'll like that.
Oh yeah.
4K 60 full ProRes raw. See, that's one thing Nikon, they're delivering that ProRes RAW action. That's fantastic. So 4K 60 better be zero crop, but either way, I assume it will not have a crop. Full HD at 240 frames a second. This camera is, now that I look at these specs and then I see the specs of these recent cameras that came out, that includes the Pixis 6K Black Magic cinema camera that came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago. All of them are like 6K, 4K 60. Some of them are cropped, like the Pixis. 240 frames a second. Now, this is all in line with the GH7. It's in line with the C400, Pixis 6K, LUMIX S5 Mark II X. Like this, like they're all the same. Now it's just which brand do you have? What brand of lenses do you have? And that's the camera you get. That's what it's looking like so far. Because the Panasonic GH7 does ProRes RAW internally. Okay. The Lumix S5 Mark II does not. And I believe the S5 Mark II X can do 12-bit RAW, but externally to an Atomos. Anywho, as we move on. So the EVF is 5.76 million dots. Improved vari angle LCD screen. Thank God I told you all it needs to have a variable tilt screen. Because this is going to be Nikon's best, I think, true hybrid. And I say that because of the variable tilt screen. You got the 6K action and the price point. The Z8, yes, it is technically a hybrid, but due to that screen as well as the price point, I don't think it's as hybrid because it needs to be able to be somewhat financially accessible for at least a prosumer. Let's see, 14 frames a second, mechanical, 20 frames electronic. And I said that I believe last week or so. 20 frames is more than enough. 14 frames is more than enough. If you can't get it in 7 frames, you're not going to get the photo in 14 frames. That is just the way it is. 120 frames, still a JPEG. That means it's more than likely going to be a small res JPEG like the Z8, Z9 does. Okay. I don't know why I don't just do, if it's going to be small, just give us a small RAW then. I would appreciate that. Like if it does 120 frames and they need to shrink the file size for processing, why don't you just give us like small, like RAW small, right? Instead of these JPEGs. I would, the size doesn't hurt me as much because I don't shoot like birds and wildlife and whatnot, but I would like to have the dynamic range of that file. 37 to 120 minute record time. We'll see about that. I'm sure that's in the most pristine, perfect environmental conditions, and up to 16,000th of a second. I believe my Z8 does 32. But either way, there you go. Mechanical and electronic shutter. Cool. So we're gonna, maybe less chance for banding and stuff like that. 293 plus autofocus points. Updated focus algorithm. Better than the Z8, Z9. We'll see. We will see. Near 100% autofocus coverage of the frame. That's great. 7/8 stops of VR. Fantastic. Same system as the Nikon ZF. We'll see. But I'll be quite honest, Panasonic has the best VR. Hands down. I'm enjoying using the ZF for creating a lot of video content, and I'm recording 6 hours out of my 8-hour day at work, and I'm using that ZF. And the Lumix is amazing when it comes to VR, but it is pretty good, so I'll have to give it that. Pixel shift, okay, cool for those who need it. CF Express Type B and SD memory card, that's clutch. That's cool. I can rock with that. That's the same thing as the GH7. And what is it? Anyway. Oh, okay. So it has a mode dial, camera mode dial, hybrid body design. Yeah, yep. Z6 and Z8, bigger than the current Z6, Z7, but smaller than the Z8. I would assume so. The playback button, same place as Z8. Okay. Overall height, blah, 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 blah. Everything it just seems like a slightly smaller Z8, you know? USB-C, cool. HDMI, full size HDMI for us video folks, because that would be a huge um, sacrifice. The ZF, that's the one thing about the ZF for me is that it's that micro HDMI, which I hate because I have tons of full size HDMI cords. Blah, 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 blah. Cooling design, that's awesome. What else? Same battery, great, because I have 5 of those. I don't want to keep getting more. And price in Europe is 3,000. All right, check this out, everybody. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Price is around 300 pounds in Europe. Less in the US. No kidding. Let's do the conversion. Let's do a conversion. Okay. Let's check. Uh-oh. 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 I'm seeing that stupid pinwheel. All right. So currency converter. Cool. All right. Here we are. It says 3,000 pounds or euros. Excuse me. Why I say pounds? Less than. Wait. Oh, we lose. Damn. If it's 300 euros, 3,000 euros, then it's gonna be like 3,300. That's right. I cursed. If that is the case, then that's more than I thought it would be. I was hoping this camera would be more like 25 to 3,000. Official announcement next week. Maybe it's 3,000 there, and then it's more like 25 or 2,700 here. That'd be dope. That'd be nice. That's what I think it should be. It should be around 25, I think, quite honestly. Because if you need a true video hybrid and you're just getting into video, stuff like that, I mean, there's many other cameras that are, way less. $2,000 would get you a great camera with the same specs. So I think it needs to be around 25, 27 at the very most. And even I think that's a little much. What else is there? Okay, so it may come in a kit. Yes, we know this kit lens here. We know this one here. So there you go, Mazel Tov. There, that's it. That's all. I don't know what to say. All right, that's it. That's all. All right, that was a lot. I would sell my Z8 for this. Dang. You know you won't. We'll knock it off. For Jar, as a hobbyist, I think this will be my egg game. Wow. Okay. The Z6 III. I think, honestly, I can't blame you. The specs look fun, look great, and the price looks pretty fair. I think you have to take away the VAT tax too. Oh, very good point. Hey, like I said, I'm hoping it's more like $2,500. I think would be better and competitive to its competitor. Lumix S5 Mark II X is $2,000 right now. It's 19 something for the body only. It's for $2,000 you can get that camera, and it does 6K. It does open gate. It does 12-bit ProRes RAW. It does virtually all the same things, and it's cheaper. That GH7, that one too, and that one is I forgot what the price is, but we'll check it out in a second. Anyway, the point is that there's competitors releasing cameras that have similar specs. I don't think they should do $3,000 in America, at least. Markman. Oh, I think. Okay, gotcha. You might be right about that too. That's probably why it says less in the US, perhaps, you know? Fajar says, we can cut, we can, we can cop, but rumors are still rumors. We'll see in a couple days. 100%. Yeah, we can totally assume and everything else. And obviously, I'm reading off of a website called Nikon Rumors, right? And but as we all know, the past 2 years, when there's smoke, there tends to be fire. And it's been pretty reliable. Like, you have to give it to these rumor sites. They've been pretty spot on the past 3 years for sure. When they talked about the Z8, Z9, uh, the lenses, ZF. So, you know, there's smoke, there's fire. I don't know what to say. Let me move over. I'm not centered. What's going on here? Jesus, I'm low in the frame. Okay, Markman. Yeah, I think they are going to be around 23 to 2500. It would kill, especially if it can record NRAW ProRes internally. Exactly. But my thing is that it's in line with many other competitors in that category, if you will, that prosumer hybrid camera. Okay, it needs to stay around there. That's what I'm thinking. 2500 is what I got my money on.
Oh yeah!
They would sell more units, and quite honestly, all these other competitors could fit all these specs into their camera and keep it around $2,000. I know Nikon can if they want. Rakesh, it will be $22.99 from Nikon, but Nikon will undercut Sony and Canon, who sell similar cameras for $2,500. That's my point. Is like they have many other camera brands offer the same similar specs. Performance wise, I'm sure is different, obviously, but the specs are all there. We've been watching them this entire year, 2024, right? Blackmagic Raw, Lumix, the C400 too has very similar specs, but that camera is like $7,000 or something. But the point is, those specs are out there; they're available to the public who's looking to get into a video slash photo camera centric camera. So yeah, if they have it at $22.99, now that's gonna be amazing. Okay, that really would be. Albert, which Micro Four Thirds camera sleek design is the best? Both the Olympus Pen F and the Panasonic LUMIX GX85 are known for having excellent flip up displays. Which one is better for seeing in direct sunlight? Boy, which one? These flip screens, or the back screen, the rear screens, are so. I haven't really I haven't really seen a brand where the back screen is that phenomenal in direct sunlight. Today I was shooting with the ZF, and I was going indoor, outdoor for filming for my work. And if it wasn't for my field monitor, I had a Hollyland Mars M1 field monitor on top of the ZF. There's no way I could really, 100% get it. First of all, you need like a super high nit value brightness, nit. They do it in like nits to be able to see it. Plus, it's so small, those 3-inch screens, and they're optimized to make everything look sharp. And in actuality, it may not be. So I wouldn't really go off of that. If you're trying to build like a little rig or flip up screen, well, if you're not, I don't think you're doing video with those two cameras, quite honestly. But I have personal experience with the GX85. Oh, it's not up here. It's in a bag. It's in a bag. I really like that camera. If you do Micro Four Thirds, it's solid. It'll definitely get the photos you want. I like the design of it. So I'm more biased toward the GX85 just because my personal experience with it. But if I was going Micro Four Thirds today, I'd just go straight to the G9 II. G9 II is amazing, but I can see why you're looking at these two. These are fun travel size, what do you call it? Interchangeable lens cameras. But I hate to say it, Albert, I'm probably going to lean toward the Lumix just because I'm used to the system and I know what I get out of it and I enjoy what I get out of Lumix. Shout out to Olympus though. Their autofocus is really good. Their stabilization is really, really good. And both Olympus and Panasonic share the same mount. So you could swap lenses all day. And there's a gazillion third-party lenses for either one of them. So if you can, head to your local camera store and physically get it in your hand. I think what's gonna, besides the back screen, check out how both of them feel. Okay. Because performance wise or color or like picture, I think they're both going to be very similar, but see how they feel. Check out the menus, and then but in terms of back screen, I only have experience with the GX85, so I don't want to sound biased, but I guess I am. I'd look at that. Mark Man, what if Nikon used red raw? Um, I totally see that they can, and I'll say this why. I'll give this reason why. Panasonic 4 years ago, I believe, did not offer. They only offered what was it? They started doing like ProRes and whatnot, and then which is Apple's, Apple ProRes, and then within just a firmware update, they started offering B-RAW, which is Blackmagic RAW files. So you could shoot to an Atomos and create B-RAW files. Okay. And that was through a firmware upgrade. Okay. So can Nikon do something like that? I don't see why they can't. If Lumix was able to offer B-RAW just through a firmware update, not a new camera, I don't see why Nikon can't create those sort of video files too. Maybe it has to be externally too to the Atomos, but the ability to do it, I can't see why they cannot make that happen through a firmware update. And I mean that across the board for Z8, Z9, and for sure the Z6 III. Okay. So it just may have to be externally, I'm thinking. I think I lean towards your show because of similarities. I started off with Lumix G85 before I stepped up with the Z6. Well, brother, and now you're at the Z8. So welcome to the club. John Ishii in the house.
Oh yeah.
Welcome, man. Really appreciate you. You said, hey guys, good to see all of you. Yes, good to see you as well. And you can see clearly we are here to talk smack about, well, we were just talking about the Z6 III. And Rakesh said it might be at $22.99. If it's $22.99, Nikon doesn't give a flat, I need to get a beep in here, okay? A flying hoot. And they're doing the right thing. And they should undercut them with price. Sell more units. Get it in people's hands. Make it accessible to get into people's hands. Because the specs deserve to be in people's hands. I think this camera is going to be a great hybrid prosumer camera. All right, let's get to let's see. We're caught up on all the comments. I really appreciate you all for sending in some comments. Of course, if you haven't already, smash that like, share, subscribe, and of course, hit the bell icon to get notified when I go live, because I will be going live this Sunday. That's right, in just 3 days, Sunday evening around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will be going live during my photo shoot with Venusa. If you don't know who she is, let me remind you who this beautiful model is. She is right here. Let me get to a photo of her, for heaven's sakes. Let me get to a photo of her. Let's see. Which photo? Let's see. Okay, let me show you on my website here. Cool. Where the heck is she? I thought she was on my homepage. There she is. Here she is. This Sunday, I'll be shooting with one of my favorite models, Venusa, in San Francisco. If you want to watch our photo shoot, It's going to be a very cool styled shoot. I already saw some of the clothing put together. It'll be a cool fashion shoot for the summer, spring. If you want to watch live, make sure you go ahead and subscribe and hit that the bell icon to get notified when I do go live. As I mentioned earlier, I will be going live for a photo shoot every week of June. That's right. That's right. I said that. Every week of June, I have a shoot planned to go live. So you definitely don't want to miss out. Subscribe and all that good stuff. All right. Johnny, she comes in. Robert, what's going on? What's going rate for a model these days? Is it by the hour or a day? Well, that's a great question. Normally, that I've noticed is by the hour. I mean, if you want to pay for a day rate, that's pretty long. I would, if you are going to do that, you have a huge project, then just, say, hey, what's your half day rate? And then what's your full day rate? And what's your hourly, right? And in terms of the going rate, it depends on the market. I'm sure I can get a model for a better price in Tennessee than LA, right? So here in the Bay Area, I would think, $50 an hour, something like that, maybe 100 an hour if they're exceptional. That's probably around the rate I would recommend. Because you have to also consider travel, right? If they have to drive, stuff like that, then you want to be fair. So in the Bay Area, I'd recommend, 50 to 100 an hour. But if you're like in Wichita, Kansas somewhere, you probably get away with 25 an hour. You know what I mean? Because cost of living is cheaper too. So it's a bit relative to where you're at, but that's probably what I would recommend. Um, if I'm in different parts of the world where its cost of living is a fraction of the price here, I'm going to charge accordingly, right? But also make it enticing enough that they actually show up on time. Hello, and give you the best you can get. Okay. But make sure, like, if I'm going to hire a model, it will be a model that's going to actually uh, be an addition to my portfolio. It's going to add some value, their look, their approach to posing, um, whether I can tolerate them for 2 hours or whatnot. Like, I'm not going to pull out of my pocket unless I know guaranteed, oh man, it's about to go down and my portfolio or my web content is going to be improved having worked with that model. Um, does that include a makeup artist and costume? No. But a lot of times models will be fine doing their own makeup. These are great questions, John. It doesn't include wardrobe. Like, maybe you can collab with a makeup artist. Makeup artists need their portfolios updated too. They need content to post. So a lot of them are more than happy to collab on a TFP, a trade for photo shoot with a model. If you got a beautiful model, a lot of makeup artists will, oh yeah, I'll do that, just because they know their portfolio is going to be added to it too. You just have to follow through and give what you said you will. If you say, hey, everybody's going to get 10 photos, deliver on that. And that goes for costume. If the model's not going to put it together and bring some clothes of her own inspired by a mood board you put together, then if you do work with a wardrobe stylist, then they're going to want photos too. And that's how I'm able to do it, is that if it's a collaboration and no one's getting paid, then I, at least at the bare minimum, I'm going to deliver on the photos that I'm shooting. And then you just trade that for time for the wardrobe stylist and the makeup artist. I hope that helps. But again, it's all in communication. So like, if you reach out to a model, you got her locked in, then I would leverage how she looks and this type of model and say, hey, makeup, and you'll get, copies of photos. And that's the way I do it. Okay. So anyway, that is Venusa. I will be shooting with her live this Sunday. So you definitely don't want to miss that. Okay. Definitely don't. Oh, by the way, everybody, let me show you real quick. I just had a beautiful and amazing live photo shoot just a couple of days ago. When was that? That was oh shoot. Let me go back to my my own website. I mean my own YouTube here. That was on what the heck is it? Live. What was it? 2 days ago? Yeah. So 2 days ago, I had a beautiful live shoot using flash photography. I was testing out the Viltrox 40mm f2.5 Z lens with the Nikon Z8. And I was shooting with this gorgeous model right here. So this is high speed sync with the Nikon Z8 and the Viltrox 40mm f2.5 lens, that little compact, lightweight lens with the Godox 8600 as the flash. I only have one light source. Well, the second one is the sun, but I use that as the rear light, as the edge lighting, as you can see. And you can see this photo shoot live on my website. I mean, on my excuse me, on my YouTube channel right now. So when you're done watching this show, you get bored of me talking, you go ahead and check that out. It is let me see if I can share this with you. Oh, there we go. All right, so right here, everybody, go to my YouTube channel later on, and it's right here. Okay, right there. You see her photo, and you go ahead and check it out yourself. Okay, let me pause this thing.
Harbor.
All right. So right here, flash photography with a Muslim model, and she did a phenomenal job. I'm so proud of her. She's awesome. She's really a sweet person, and she gives me great photos. You may have recognized her because I did a photo shoot with my first fashion photography photo shoot with the Nikon ZF with her. So if you check that out on my channel, you'll recognize her. So I did that. We did 3 outfits that day. She killed it. One of them was I did photos in black and white. Came out great. That was with the Nikon ZF. So now we're here with the Viltrox 40mm 2.5 with the Z8. I think everything came out great. I absolutely love this photo, and we have so many more. I have to edit hers now. So she already made her selection. Manila Martin comes in and says, here in the Philippines, expect around 100 a day for a proper model with experience. Makeup artists, I tend to pay come and go, roughly $60. Wow. See, that's what I'm talking about, John. It's all relative, right? So like in the Philippines, 100 a day. In San Francisco, it might be 100 an hour, right? So that's why I couldn't give you a definitive answer, but I'm sure you understand. 100 a day, I'm getting the flyest model in the Philippines. Believe that. Well paid. Here you go. You know, we're gonna have a good time. I'm still trying to figure out my pricing. Okay. How did the photo walk? Oh, the photo walk was fun. We had a couple of us hanging out. We did it was like 2.5 hours. It went really, really well. I'm about to post some photos up. So if you follow me on Threads, you will see the photos that I took during that hike. Okay. Mark, I believe I covered this in previous live streams. I think it was about a year ago when I said, charge what you're worth. So this can be an entire episode. Now, for figuring out how to price yourself, to keep things quick and easy, first figure out how much do you need per hour. How much do you need? Meaning your expenses in life, rent, all that good stuff. How much do you need to make per hour? And then come back to me. Once you know that number roughly, right? Oh, I need 80 an hour. Great. Now I can work with something. I'm not going to help you with pricing if you don't know how much you need to make to cover your expenses. And yes, even if you have a day job, I don't care. Because your value has to be your time has to be compensated. Even if you have a day job, on your day off, that photography gig needs to be paying you enough to sacrifice your free time in order to do X photo shoot. Okay. That's what I did. Even with this new job, I on my day off when I do photo shoots or a video shoot, I'm charging accordingly so that when I'm working on my 6th day or 7th day straight or whatever during the week, I'm being compensated enough where I'm happy and I don't feel like, dang, I gave up my afternoon, I gave up half my day, I can't hang out with this person or whatever. So first, let me know how much you need to make for sure, and then we could start from there. That's what all businesses know before they start making a price. They understand how much cost of goods, how much cost of goods are, and that includes how much it takes to produce it, right? So let me know what that is. Come back. You already know you could DM me anytime, and then I'll help you out from there. Okay. And for folks that don't know, like I do this live show. It doesn't get me a million views. If I do a live photo shoot, it'll get me 1,000, 2,000 views. I do these live streams. It gets me, if I'm lucky, 100, 150. Right. I do this because of all of you out there. I really want you to use this time to check in with me, hang out, talk ish about cameras, pricing, and settings, but also to ask any questions. Like this is a community thing, and I wouldn't be here without all of you. So that's why I do this. So that means you can hit me up on other platforms. I've had photographers ask me plenty of questions on Instagram and DM me questions, and I always respond. I always respond. Okay. I'm not that big yet. You know what I mean? So if you have any questions, let me know. All right, Mark man, hit me up later. John, that was amazing. I think you're the only one who's done that. I live in a Muslim country, so now you gave me some great ideas, Rob. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah!
Well, John, no, thank you very much for the great questions. And yes, that is exactly why I did that photo shoot with her. She's amazing. First of all, she's a great spirit. She's beautiful. Let's be honest. She's gorgeous. She's tall. She's taller than me. Perfect model. She just got signed to 2 agencies, by the way, everybody. Okay. Her name is Suki, and you can go follow her on Instagram. All you got to do is go check out the live photo shoot of me with her, and it's in the description section. Go check her out on Instagram. And I like working with her because she's not like everybody else. I like shooting with different kind of models. I like finding beauty in the most untraditional ways. I really do. And then make my camera, my composition, lighting, and everything else enhance what's in front of my camera. If I shot like everybody else, I'm done with photography. I'm done. I'm a fan of a lot of people's work, but I want to shoot my work the way I shoot it. And that means it starts with finding a unique subject and then pulling the best out of them. I love fashion photography. I really, really do. And it could be as something as casual as what she's wearing. This is what they would call modest fashion. And she wears a hijab and she looks fantastic, absolutely stunning. And her spirit matches it. With that said, I would shoot with her once a month if I could, because she's great and she's very easy to work with and we work well together. So step out of your comfort zone, folks, and you'll be amazed on how your portrait game is enhanced when you look a little bit outside of the box. You know, I've shot with trans models. I don't care. I've shot with females, men. I don't really care. But if you're in front of my camera, it's about to go down. That's right. And that should be your spirit too. So, John, I would love to see your ideas. Definitely, you already know you could DM me and let me know. I'd like to see what you come up with, man. There we go. Fajar says, I think I saw your 10514 video with the D8. Oh, yeah. Dang, you've been here for some time, but let's move on to the main show. Oh, look at him. He's keeping me on track. You're right. I do have to get to it. It's about 6 o'clock. Robert, my goal is to convert 4/3 camera into a Polaroid film back for a medium format camera. Wow. This method allows for quick shot review before utilizing film and flash. Dang, keep me posted, man. Tag me in that. I won't go that far, but you know what? I'm not against the Micro Four Thirds system, and we're going to talk about that in about 2 darn seconds. Is the GH7 better than the LUMIX S5 Mark II X? Well, it sounds like we need to get to the main event. Okay, to Fajar's point. Looks like, I mean, not Fajar. We need to. Who said that to me? That was Oh yeah, Fajar. John, I bet you're gonna get some huge response and could be a very good biz opportunity. You know, I hope so, but either way, I just enjoy the opportunity, quite honestly. And all these shoots I set up are free, being that I have a good day job and I have my commercial clients. Like a lot of shoots with the models, I just love working with them. And when I can do it for free and have time to be doing it, then I can really put my passion and the artistic approach behind it. So, but thank you, John, for letting me know that. Good day, John. Hey, look at that. Roy's in the house. Yeah. All right, let's get to it, folks. People, the natives are getting restless. Okay. Let's get to the main event. Hold on, let me prep everything. Oh, whoop. Let me get to the main thing. First, let's talk about yeah, let's get to this thing, okay? This is what everybody's gonna want to talk about. Let's get to this, shall we? All right, there we go. That was a magnificent budget and full display right there in that graphic detail. Anyway, here we are. We got the LUMIX GH7. That's right. We got the Panasonic LUMIX GH7. Now, what's so funny is right here, if you look at my look at this right here. I'm filming right now with my overhead camera right above me. That is the GH6, which I actually enjoy. A lot of people didn't like that camera. A lot of people, and I understand why. Okay. The tech inside the GH, hold on, let's get back to me. Okay, let's get back to me. It's all about me. Now the GH6, which I use for my overhead camera, if many of you know, and when I do unboxings, etc., it's just on. That camera internally is a phenomenal camera. So much so, I made a video about it, talking about my favorite features of the GH6. And I made it because I was just so tired of people just unnecessarily ripping apart the GH6. That camera was phenomenal. And this week, it just got better. That's right. I said it. It just got better. Now, Petapixel and everybody over there, you know, Chris and Jordan, they loved it. Everybody's been raving about this camera for good reason. It is, they call it GH7, but honestly, it's really a GH6 2.0. It's what the GH6 should have been. I mean, let's just be honest. Of course, there's some micro improvements, right? Firmware, maybe stabilization is better, stuff like that. But this is what the GH6 should have been. Let's just be honest. I'm going to be honest. And you know me, I'm a huge Panasonic LUMIX fan. I use it. I'm streaming live right now with the LUMIX S5 Mark II. Phenomenal camera. But let's take a look at it, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. All right. So here we are, $2,200. This is why the Nikon Z6 Mark III needs to be around this price. $2,500 at the most. Okay, look, 25 megapixel sensor. Panasonic is putting out and has put out the largest Micro Four Thirds sensor on the market, 25 megapixel, not 20, not 16. 13 plus stops of dynamic range. Okay, that's in line with the LUMIX S5 Mark II X. Okay. Internal, not external, internal. Apple ProRes RAW. Okay. And 32-bit float recording. Now, for those that don't know, if you haven't seen a review, that is basically raw audio. That's right. Raw audio recording. Okay. Of course, it's compatible with Frame.io, which I love and use all the time at work. It is so that software is clutch. If you do any video work, to me, it's as valuable as Lightroom Classic is for photography. Frame.io is for any video content creator who works with clients or a team. Okay. Anyway, Open Gate, flexible framing. Okay, so Open Gate, that's fantastic. As many of you know, especially the past couple of weeks, Open Gate is big topic. And the Blackmagic Pixis 6K camera does Open Gate. No surprise there, but that's good. LUMIX S5 Mark II X, GH6, S5 Mark II. Open Gate is the thing, and it's freaking awesome. Okay. Real-time LUT, which we talked about last week with the Panasonic S9. So that's really good. I love real-time LUT. I first used it using the GH6, and I realized, like, dang, that was pretty cool. I made a whole vertical video and I posted it on YouTube because that LUT was pretty cool to apply it in video. It was pretty awesome. I just hope that you can control the intensity. That's my thing. I hope that with the GH7 you can and put it at 20%, not just straight up 100%. To load it, and of course it's Micro Four Thirds. Now, here's the benefit of Micro Four Thirds. So many third-party lenses are available for this mount. It's ridiculous. Whether you want photo-centric lenses or you want cinema lenses, all over the place, and they're a fraction of the price of full-frame cinema lenses, aka no, not aka Ergo, Ciru's Nightwalker lens lineup. They're like $300-$400 a pop for cinema lenses. T1.2 lenses. Seven Artisans has a whole lineup for cinema lenses in Micro Four Thirds. The first anamorphic Micro Four Thirds lens was from Ciru, whatever they're called, and that was only like $400 or $500. I bought the full frame version. I spent $1,500, and I thought that was a great deal. So with all that said, Micro Four Thirds has great advantages. Okay. With all that said, let's go ahead. Let's get down to the specs. Well, first, let's see if we have any. Okay, we got a couple comments. Okay. There we go. Let's see these comments. Albert says, great to see you here, Roy. Awesome. See, but man, I'm telling you, I love this. Hey, friends, jumping in late to say hi, see what's happening. There we go. Hey, Craig, good to see you. Roy says specs don't matter. I wouldn't want a Micro Four Thirds with too many pixels. Well, I think 25 is fair enough. I mean, look, you get okay. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about photography and pixels. Okay, I'll show you a picture I took using. Let's share this one instead. Okay, so check this out, everybody. When it comes to Micro Four Thirds and too many pixels, look at this. I shot this with. Let me see if it's in this section. With the GH6. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. Let's put on the. There we go. Let's look for it, shall we? Looking for this one photo. Okay, it's probably in my fashion. Let's go. Here we go. Okay, there we go. All right, check this out. LUMIX GH6 right here. Let's see what lens I used. Make sure you guys can see it. All right, so this lens right here, this photo, GH6, and I shot it, look at that, with the kit lens. Oh, okay. All right. With the 12 to 60 millimeter f 2.8 to 4.0. All right. And aperture f8. I shot this with. This is with the LUMIX GH6, the one camera everybody kept crying about because it had still contrast detection, autofocus. So, but look at this photo though. It's gorgeous. Came out great. One flash. Let's check out the other. Look at that detail. Look at the pores. Okay, you don't see any unnecessary noise or anything. Granted, I am shooting at a low ISO 100. Again with the kit lens. Panasonic GH6. Okay, that's not it. I don't think so. Oh, that's with the S5, LUMIX S5. Yeah, I like the colors. But anyway, this is the Panasonic LUMIX GH6 right here with 25 megapixels. So I think this is pretty good. So I'm just showing you this because I think you'll be just fine with 25 megapixels coming out of a micro four thirds sensor. I was actually really impressed. Okay. So again, as many of us know, this camera is really for video content creators. But here's the biggest thing. Look at all these pixel sizes you could choose. Of course, it does 5.7K, does open gate, 4K, 60, 4K 120. If you want the slow-mo, it does 200 frames a second at slow-mo at HD. Just like, let me see. It does 4-channel recording. What else does it do? Yeah, 4 channels. You got to have the XLR there. What else does it do? Besides that float audio, 32-bit. I like what it meant by that too. I'm trying to see if it has anything else. Of course, that raw HDMI raw out. Oh, look at that. For those who are Blackmagic, video assist, 5-inch HDR, blah, 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 blah. Of course, the Atomos Ninja. So here we are, 5.8K, open gate. It's giving us a lot here. Oh, 5.8. What the? 12-bit? That's dope. I like that. What else? It's a great video centric, micro four thirds camera. But as I said earlier, I think this is exactly what the GH6 should have been. It should have been. Okay. That's my biggest gripe is that, like, okay, this camera came out, but it's exactly what the GH6 should have been, and it would have sold a lot of them. Because the GH lineup is synonymous for those budget-minded, amateur filmmakers or video production crews, and the body is pretty small. I can't take this off. It's all rigged up, but it's not a bad size. And plus it has an internal fan, which I really like. So you can just unlimited record time the hell out of this. But look at this. Look at the features overall. It's giving us pretty much what the LUMIX, the Nikon Z6 Mark II, Mark III, excuse me, is giving us. Okay. About the same dynamic range, Apple ProRes RAW internally. I'm wondering if it's 10-bit in the Nikon or is it 12-bit? That's why I see when you have options like this, and if it has the same autofocus experience as the S5 Mark II X, ironically, this GH7 is $200 more than the LUMIX S5 Mark II X. Like to see it? Here we go. Let's take a look. Okay. I wish I could do split screen. That'd be pretty cool. LUMIX S5. There we go. Let's take a look. Oh, heck no. Oh, okay. No. Oh, that's renewed. I was about to say, damn, that's a great price. Let's see. Does that body only? There we go. All right, here we are. Lumix S5 uh 2X, 24 megapixel, full frame, phase hybrid. We all know the stuff on this. Look at that. ProRes, but raw over HDMI. So Nikon is giving you raw internally, and the GH7 is giving you raw internally. But look at the price. Most people probably won't shoot raw anyway, but that's buying this camera at that price. But if you want dynamic range, you may want that raw though. So $19.99. So it's $200 cheaper than the GH7. Me personally, I would stick with this camera, but that's just me. Okay. There are some spec difference of the two. I mean, the biggest difference is that you're not going to get a crop on that micro four thirds, right? You're shooting 4K 60, 4K 120. You're not going to get a crop on those, so that's pretty cool. The on the G8, what was it on this camera, the S5 2X, 4K 60, you may get a crop there. But the point is the price. That's what I'm looking at. So if this is $19.99, GH7 is $2,200, and the Nikon Z6 III comes out and it's $2,700. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Okay, that's why I'm saying it should stay around at $300. I mean, the $2,500 range. Okay. So that is that. If folks are just getting into video on a serious level, this is a great time. This is a great time for video folks getting into video. That's for sure. Okay. Let's go ahead and check some of these. Fajar says save money on body and lens, but buy bazillion lighting setup. Hey, that's actually not a bad investment though. Like lighting is everything. It can make it. You saw the photo I took of that one model with the GH6. Good lighting. Who cares? Even though that was a kit lens. Where is that kit lens? Okay, I don't. Here's that lens. I took it with the GH6. It's right here. Okay, the 12 to 60 millimeter variable aperture lens. It's weather sealed though. That's a good thing about this, and it's metal. About this kit lens. So right there. Okay. F2.8 to F4 for micro four thirds on the GH6. So if you have good lighting, that gets around a lot. I've seen some fantastic photos with kit bodies and kit lenses. Well, kit bodies meaning like a D3400 or something, I mean 3400. Markman says Nikon rumor is saying 12-bit and raw. Oh yeah, that's right. You're right. You're right about that. Excuse me. In that case, we're looking pretty awesome internally. Again, like I said, the GH7 does it too. So I'm just saying that not to say, hey, and persuade people to go somewhere else. I'm saying, hey, in order, to be hopefully, I'm trying to be hopeful with the price. That's what I'm saying. Hey, look, let's keep the price where everybody can get a hold of it. RBJ in the house. I like that. Okay. Hey y'all, Rob got me out here spending moolah for video. Oh, my bad. But Macho Man says something else about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he says, oh yeah. So too bad. I'm so sorry, RBJ. Hey, my quarter's coming in on Tuesday. So I don't know where Newer sends their DTAP cords from, but evidently it's not here in California. I'll tell you that. I don't think it's in America. So, but mine arrives on Tuesday. So I'll let you know how it works out. And you let me know how it works out as well. Solomon 321. I think there will be some good sales soon on the GH7. Dang, you think soon? You really think soon? I'm going to give it holidays. I'm going to give it by the holidays. You'll see a sale on the GH7 and for sure on the S5 Mark II and a 2X. I personally, when it comes to LUMIX, am waiting, biting at the bit for a new S1H, hopefully Mark II. Now that camera I will buy with the quickness. I don't need any other camera, but I do need an update to the S1H Mark II because the S1H is awesome. So if there's a S2H, man, 8K, 4K 120, zero crop at, give me my 6K capability, zero crop on in every format, open gate, hybrid phase detect. Man, the S2H. Now that camera would be phenomenal. I would buy it very quickly. Screw that. That will become my A camera in about 2 seconds. Albert comes back. It's a huge benefit to be able to take a 4/3 camera and a 200 mil lens and end up with a hold on, 400 millimeter lens. And it's a must-have if you have a bad back. Yeah, it really is. As I said, 25 megapixel with the GH6. I was very impressed with it. So I don't think people say sometimes like, who cares about the features, etc. But Panasonic in these certain cameras, they throw everything. They don't leave nothing on the table when it comes to specs, especially if you're into video. All right. So in fairness, Micro Four Thirds lenses are cheaper too. Absolutely. Like I said, I mean, these lenses are really cheap. I'm trying to see if I have any up here. No, I do not. But when I was looking for cinema lenses, Micro Four Thirds, they're way cheaper. You can get Micro Four Thirds cinema lenses starting at $300, $400 easy. Okay, easy and made out of metal. Where was I? Okay. RBJ says mine will be here tomorrow. Dang. And you order RBJ, you ordered the link I sent you. You ordered it from that one? That's crazy. I gotta call them and say what in that flip flap jack is going on with my. Let me check my orders. That's ridiculous. Yep, it says it shipped, arriving then. That's scandalous. Well, let me know, RBJ. Let me know how that works out. Because if I have to immediately return it, I'm happy to do it. All right. I got my kit, my ZF kit rigged out. If you check on my shorts, on my YouTube short videos, you can see it right here. Okay. Check it out, RBJ. Go to my short video and you can see it all rigged out right now. Okay. And I'm going to add the V mount. I'm going to add the V mount battery once that DTAP comes in on Tuesday, right there. I'm going to add the V mount battery right there. So go check out that video. Let me know what you think. Sam Pro Media says, hello, Robert, here in the UK. S5 Mark II X plus 35 1.8 Lumix lens costs $18.99. Brand new. That's pretty awesome. Now, is that what do you guys go with? Is it pounds? Is it euros? What ain't euros, but $18.99 new with both of those? That, my friend, is a phenomenal buy. Okay. That's a real good buy. I had a GH1 years ago. John, that is crazy. And you're letting us know how old you are. Come on now. RBJ says, I will check that out tonight. Yeah. Let me know. Post a comment, but just you see, like I said, I'm always tinkering with video rigs. I'm actually like on the fence on starting. I want to build out 2 rigs, one for the LUMIX and one for Nikon. And then I just switch the cameras out, right? So that means separate V-mount plates, V-mount batteries, rails, matte boxes. Like I want to do 2 complete rigs, one for Lumix and one for Nikon. I don't know why, but they're just so fun to put together and build and then use it, obviously. So, but RBJ, your rig is coming along, man. Send me a photo. Let me know once you have your rig built out, man. Send me a photo. I would love to see it. Now I'm gonna put it on my Twitter in my threads too. I'd love to see it. Albert says, I may be absolutely incorrect, but I feel the Panasonic sensors generate higher color saturation than the Sony sensors. And this goes back to DSLR days as well. Higher color saturation. You know, I don't want to mislead and lie. I don't have a extensive experience in comparing Sony to Panasonic. I primarily have been using throughout my photography career Panasonic and Nikon. Those 2 systems I can rock and roll with you on, but I don't have an extensive in Sony. But I thought Sony's, honestly, all these colors look fantastic. But in terms of photos, I never had an oversaturation issue. So gosh, that'd be a hard one for me because again, I haven't had personal experience using Sony that much to the point where I can understand the difference in those little nuances. So I don't want to mislead. But if that is your experience, then it must be. Okay. I stared. I started with my small rig for the Z8. Hey man, once you start a rig, right? It is hard to like pull back. It really is. If you could see my man, I'm telling you, check out my ZF rig. And it started with me just wanting to be able to have my monitor on top. And then I added this on it. Then I added a focus pull on it. And I said, let me put those matte box on there. Let me do this. Let me do that. And now on Tuesday, I'll have the V mount plate with the newer battery. So it gets crazy real quick. But you'll realize how useful it is to have a complete rig. When you use your rig and you have your monitor, let's say an external light, you have your microphone, and then your camera itself, and you have that V mount battery that could run all that for hours. You're like, dude, how do I ever record a video without this rig? Okay, and then for me, I use the focus pull, the manual one, the mini focus puller from Small Rig. It's like $60 or something. I use that because I like to fine tune my focus. And when I'm shooting in the office, a lot of times I'm using manual focus because if there's more than one person, that autofocus sometimes jumps to the other faces it recognizes. So I'll click to manual and I'll run and gun using manual, and that focus pull, man, it's clutch. And me personally, I keep peak focusing on. I keep peak focusing on my field monitor and in the camera itself, so I can always just fine tune that focus. So anyway, all right. So yeah, definitely, Mark. If you have any questions about building out your rig, let me know. As you know, I built out an entire rig with the Z8. For those that don't know, you could check out that video on my channel, and it looked pretty sexy. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to Nikon and Small Rig for making all these cages, and woo, it looked great. Okay, and get yourself a matte box, people. Stop it. Here we go. Here's my first matte box right here. Check out this matte box. Of course, it's by Small Rig. Okay, there it is. Got some scars on it. Now, this is their first carbon fiber matte box. Now they have they have 2 new matte boxes. One is a matte box mini, which is only like $70 or something. That one I like a lot. It's smaller than this, right? It's probably 40% smaller than this. But the large one is great because like I use this one on film sets because you actually have 2 filter trays. You could put 2 filters, 4 by 5.6 size filters in here. See, filter 1, filter 2. So that's why I like this big one. It's carbon fiber. It does nothing to the front element of your lens because it's so freaking light. Here's your little sunshade action. And what's cool about these matte boxes is that it fits on any average size filter thread lens. Okay. Now, if I only had my, where in the good God's name is my oh, there it is. All right. So if you get any small rig matte box like this here, okay, it comes with all, whoa, it doesn't come with this wire. It comes with these rings, these adapters. All right. See these adapters? So if you have a, well, in this case, what is that? 67 millimeter. That means Nikon Z, any Nikon f1.8 lens, any Panasonic f1.8 lens. Micro Four Third lenses tend to use 67 millimeter. So you could put this in the matte box. Now for our full frame lenses, we have, what is this? The 82 ring. So this will fit on the front element of your, goodness, look, it doesn't want to focus on my face. All right, here we go. There we go. So you have your 82 right there. 77 and 72. Okay. Hold on. It wants to focus on my face. It wants to focus on my face. Anyway, it still sees me. There we go. So right there. Okay. Now, what's cool about it is this. So if you have your Nikon Z8, Z9, whatever the case is, I don't care. You want to shoot some video, but you want to control the light. Because remember, half of videography, half of photography is controlling light. It's not just, it's actually, your camera is maybe 10%. Okay. Boom. And then you attach this ring to the front element of your camera. And then you put the matte box on it. And then you just tighten it using this. And now it's sitting on your lens. Okay. Super freaking lightweight. This thing is lightweight. So I have a large one and I have a mini for a run and gun kit. I have a smaller one. It's called a mini matte box. Both small rig. Both affordable. Both so useful. Anyway. That had nothing to do with today's show. I just wanted to show you guys, like, if you're building a rig and stuff, like, all these little things make a huge difference. Half my shooting today, when I was at work, was outdoor. The matte box with the hood, with the little shade, man, that thing's clutch. Reduced lens flare. Okay, and I was shooting all midday, so that sun is coming in from top. Man, I needed that, just like I wear a brim on my hat. Anyway, let's see. Okay, we got Malcolm in the house. Hit that like. Hi, but can't stay. Busy, busy, busy. There you go. Hey, man, thank you, Malcolm. Go ahead and everybody out there, make sure you go ahead and check out his channel. He goes live every Monday. And if you have any Sony questions, okay, like Albert with the Sony saturation and color and all that jazz, go ahead and subscribe to his channel. He knows a hell of a lot about Sony, so much so that I don't even talk about Sony. Not that I don't like them, not that I don't like their systems or the colors. I just don't have any experience. I don't have one. So, but Malcolm not only knows Sony, he knows the video stuff about it too. So go check out his channel. Mark Man says off to coach basketball. You guys have a blessed one. By the way, I did watch the Z8 rig you put together. Awesome, man. Thank you very much. Go have fun. Go have fun. Okay. Now we have Sam Pro Media back. Prices in British pounds. How you compare Lumix S5 Mark II X versus Nikon ZF for photography? Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to say, honestly, photography wise, I haven't seen a difference overall, right? Like if I picked up a S5 Mark II X and I picked up a ZF, the only difference is I like the button placement of this S5 Mark II X. It's just easily ready to get with just one finger, like my pointer finger. I can get to obviously shutter, aperture, ISO buttons right up top. You know, I could get to all that stuff really quickly without letting go of the camera. ZF, because it's so it's like tactile. Is that, I'm not sure if that's the right word, but it's with that retro look and the retro buttons and everything and the dials, you have to kind of like get off the camera and then twist it and maybe twist it here and press here and twist and all that jazz, which is great. It's fun. I love that camera. And it has its purposes. Like if I go on vacation, that's a good camera to have. Like it's fun. But if I need to sometimes, so that's probably the only real big difference. Also, you know, if you don't have the grip, where's that grip at? I just had it. If you don't have the ZF grip, wherever mine went, then that camera is not as pleasant to handheld through an extended period of time. I'm talking about the ZF, the S5, the S5 2X and the S5 II out of the box is already got a nice deep grip. It feels solid in the hand and therefore more enjoyable to take photos with. Okay. So quality wise, no one will know the difference. My client won't know the difference. You guys won't know the difference. Social media won't know the difference. There's really not a huge difference in photography wise, right? They're both 25 megapixel size sensors. So like you're going to be just fine either one. So if you have the S5 Mark II X, you're fine. Don't worry about it. They're both full frame. The video is where you see the huge, and not even a ZF isn't even on the same stratosphere of the S5 Mark II X. Not even compared. And it wasn't meant to be. So there you go. Shout out to Nikon. It wasn't meant to be. Okay. But for what it meant to be, man, it's feature rich. I use it for video all the time. But the max it can do is 4K. Okay. So anyway, I hope that helped. So didn't make that more confusing. Really didn't want to. All right, let's talk about this last camera before I have to skedaddle. All right, let's get to this one here. So, Canon releases a camera. What's so funny about this next one is that Canon releases the EOS C400, 6K full frame digital camera. Remember, they were pretty synonymous with creating great video cameras, and they still are, but they haven't dropped anything in a minute. And now they came out with the C400, and then Panasonic the next day drops the GH7. So it's kind of funny. I think they stole a lot of thunder when they dropped that GH7 because I saw tons of video about the GH7, and it just swallowed up the air, you know, in the room. So shout out to Panasonic for doing that little sneak rope-a-dope, you know? All right, let's check out this camera. So 6K clearly. So 6K back illuminated CMOS sensor. 6K 60. Ooh, okay. I'll shout out to that. DCI 4K and 2K ultra. Okay, so it does 4K 120. Doesn't look like a crop, so that's cool. Full frame, so it does full frame, Super 35, Super 16 modes, blah, 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 blah. It has a triple base ISO, 800, 3200, and 12,800. That means some low light action is in the works right here. I wonder how clean that 12,800 ISO is. Boy. But that's a base ISO. So that's like usually with dual base ISO, Panasonic has it. A lot of cameras have it. So like, let's say when you're in vlog with Panasonic, it starts at 640 and then it clicks in and then then the next base ISO is at 4,000. So in this case, you have triples, you know, 3 circuits, 800, 3200, and 12,800. So I can't wait to see some more test footage. I mean, the only footage I saw was that Canon promo video of that cinematographer using it. It did look super clean and everything, but let's be honest. It's in a professional cinematographer's hand. Plus, they have the most top of the line video editors and color graders, all over that promo video. So let's just be honest. But I am excited to see what it can do. Check this out. This is okay. Let me see if this will be easier if I just go right to. All right, so Cinema Raw Lite 12-bit. So cool. So it does RAW 12-bit. So that's dope. See you see a little common denominator with these specs compared to the other two cameras we talked about. 12-bit RAW internal. CF Express Type B and SD slot. That's like the Nikon Z6 plus the GH7. All right. So it has a BNC output. So it has 12G SDI, 3G SDI for monitor, and 1 HDMI. It's got a lot of good ports. That's one thing I did notice with this one. It has a lot of great ports. Here's the thing that I really liked. Of course, the BSI stack CMOS sensor, but the has a built-in ND filter. That is pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. I just don't know why everybody else doesn't do, especially if it's a video-centric camera, do built-in ND filters. So with 2-stop, quarter, 4-stop, 1/16th, and a 6-stop, 1/64th, 8-stop, 256, and a 10-stop ND filter. Dang, I so wish any of my cameras had built-in ND filters. That would be so cool. ISO up to 102, 102, 400. Anyway, you understand, 102K. Okay. Dynamic range, 16 stops on this bad boy. So that's about 3 more stops more than the C623, and I think 2 more stops of the LUMIX S5 Mark IIX. Okay. Oh, you've updated. Let's see this thing. Jesus. All right. What else is there? And I think that's really the biggest things that I noticed off top. So yeah, it does 422, 420. Okay, cool. So does the other cameras. 24-bit. 24-bit. Okay. So what did that GH7 does 32-bit float audio? So it may have a higher grade audio than that GH7. So I only mentioned these specific spec. Wait. What did it say? Oh yeah, that's right. It has included an external touchscreen LCD. A little monitor. Oh, it's 3.5 inches. Okay. I would still get a 5-inch minimum to attach to it for sure. What else is there that's important? Well, by itself, it's 3.5 pounds for the body only. All right, so it's like a pound more than average DSLR, not DSLR, like a full frame camera. But there it is in all its glory. Does look pretty awesome once you rig it out. Let's be honest. But with all that said, look at this price point though. $79.99. $8,000 for this bad boy. Jesus. $8,000. Now, there is no doubt this camera is going to be great. Let's just be honest. I'm not going to, I can't take nothing away from this camera. It's going to be fantastic in any cinematographer's hand. This is going to be a beast. It's going to be great. But that price point, $8,000? If I want 6K full frame, yada, 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 I'll get a different camera. Heck, you could just go get that Pixis 6K cinema, and that's $3,000. That's $4,000 cheaper. Or you go with the LUMIX S5 Mark IIX, and that is $19.99. Or you get the Nikon Z6 III. I mean, I can't say that wholeheartedly what the specs are there yet. But here's the one thing. This is totally for videographers. Look at the box body, right? All the inputs. Where is it? Like all these screw holes and everything. You have a lot of switches. Everything's accessible, like right here, right? Like this is just straight up for videographers, documentarians, cinematographers. This is their dream control. But if you're not like doing that extensive, there's tons of options for a fraction of the price, at least half the price, right? So, but it is a phenomenal looking camera. I can't complain about it. Looks awesome. Not for $8,000 though. Sorry, it's not going to happen for me. So, no disrespect to Canon, but I'm just going to keep it real on this show. That's the only thing that pushes me away to like, ugh, $8,000. Yikes. Much of a used car. Fajar says, we're in a golden age where you really won't go wrong with anything. Any raw can be adjusted. Rest of it are just brand loyalty and ecosystem investment. 100%. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That's why I'm like, that's really my main point of comparing and just showing the specs of all these cameras is not to geek out about the specs. All of them are pretty much very similar to each other, right? 6K is now the norm. You get a 6K full frame open gate camera for $19.99, right? And 4K, what they need to do is stop cropping 4K. Okay, stop it. It's ridiculous. We're well past it. You can do it. Give up on cropping 4K 60. I hate that. But you're absolutely right. Now it's just like, okay, I'll go with Canon because I have RF lenses. Right? And Nikon, same thing. And soon it'll be because of the red too. It's like, oh, I'll stick with red if I'm getting into pro cinema cameras because I already have, Z mount. Same thing with Panasonic. And if you shoot micro four thirds, then the GH7 is your winner. So yeah, you're absolutely 100% right. It is a golden era. This is a great time for us users because you really can't go wrong. It really isn't about brand anymore. All these cameras shooting raw, fix it later. And most of you aren't shooting Apple ProRes RAW anyway. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it real. Most of you aren't. You know why? Because I'm not, and I'm paid. I'm paid. I work 40 hours a week recording video, and then I shoot on my free time for video and photos. I shoot raw photos. Don't get me wrong there, but video. Your file. Like how much? I shoot a lot. Flipping from 6K to 4K, and today, literally, I did. Let me see if I can find out how much. Oh shoot! But yesterday, okay, I don't have the card on me. But yesterday, I shot literally 124 gigs in one day. 124 gigs worth of video. First card had 110, and then I did another like 20, I don't know, 15 more gigs on the second card. Okay? In one day at work. And that was just 4K. Okay? So if you all are sitting there shooting all the time, 6K, Apple ProRes RAW, 12-bit, I was shooting at 10-bit, 420. No, 422, 10-bit, 4K at 24 frames a second. And I got 120 something freaking gigs at the end of my workday. Okay, so most of you aren't shooting ProRes RAW, so let's just be honest. And if you are, it ain't that much. It isn't that much. And if you are, you better be charging people for it. All right. Anyway, I'm just saying, just a little ranty rant. Sam Pro Media, Lumix S5 Mark II has a 14 plus stops dynamic range. Okay, so there you go. Exactly. So like when you're looking at the specs, like we all geek out about the camera, like, oh my goodness, like the same thing happened when the Blackmagic Pixis camera came out. Boy, did some people really got upset with me keeping it real. I was like, look, that's a great camera. It's 3K, but you know what? You could save $1,000, get the same exact specs, go with the LUMIX S5 Mark IIX. Same exact specs. Little hardware difference, but it's not $1,000 difference. Some hardware difference, right? How the camera is made, and you know, the HDMI, not the HDMI, the SDI ports, stuff like that. That's all good and well, but it wasn't $1,000 difference. Same exact specs as the LUMIX S5 Mark IIX. And I'm not throwing shade on Blackmagic. We all know produces great quality color, everything else. But the reality is the reality. And so when the LUMIX S5 Mark IIX does 14 plus dynamic range, and you see these cameras for $8,000, where's the $6,000 difference? Where is, I don't know. I'm just trying to help a lot of you out there, because just like me, we're always looking for what system may help us actually improve our work and our workflow. Otherwise, it's just, I just don't see the value. I don't see when I can get that camera for $2,000. Why would I spend $8,000? That's a crazy difference. So anyway, that's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. All right. Well, that was 2 hours of ranting. I did not know I was going to actually do. So I am going to have to finally make some dinner. It's about 7 p.m. And you all know when it hits 7 p.m., it's time for me to get that skedaddling and get out of here. Now, hold on. Yeah, you already know when that music comes on what it means. I'm going to have to get out of here. Now, before I do, you make sure you go ahead and support this channel by smashing that like, that share, and subscribe. And don't forget to smash that bell icon so that you get notified when I drop more content. I just dropped a new short video. Go check out my Nikon ZF rig. I went live, as I said, 2 days ago with my awesome photo shoot, high-speed sync flash photography with the Viltrox 40mm f2.5 lens. There is a photo right there I took. Go check out that live photo shoot on my channel right now. And I will be doing another live stream during a photo shoot this Sunday. That's right, I said it. This Sunday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, with another gorgeous model. So you definitely want to subscribe to my channel to get notified for that next shoot. Okay. Of course, you go ahead and follow me on all the social medias. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Threads. I'm pop locking because I'm TikToking also, and I'm on Twitter, X, ABCD, whatever Elon Musk calls that platform, at Rob Silver-Photog. Okay, so with let me see here. Oh, awesome! Yes, thumbs up. Thank you, Fajar. Yes, thank you very much, brother. I will be next week. I'm gonna try to go live next week, but I will be in Miami for a film festival, so I got to get out there and network. It's called Black American Film Festival. It's super big. So I may just go live for the sake of it. So just come follow the journey. Check me out on Instagram as well. What else is there? And I guess that's really basically about it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, post them down below. All right, everybody. Until next time, keep shooting, stay creative. Thank you for watching.
Join me every Thursday on YouTube for another live show of Let's Talk Photography. We cover the latest news, interviews with today's industry leaders, tips, tricks, lighting, cameras, and the business of photography. My weekly live stream is all about crowd participation. You're encouraged to ask questions, talk about the cool camera gear you've got or the camera gear you want to get. Hell, you can just join our open panel discussion during our Q&A portion of the show. The cost of access to Let's Talk Photography is very, very low. For today only, I'm hosting a very low price of free $99 to subscribe and press that bell icon to get notifications of my upcoming live stream.